Welcome back to part 2 of this evening's edition of Where the Road Takes Me. It's a musical journey down memory lane to the show band era as we meet Pat Lynch, who was lead singer with the Airchords show band. And this evening, we bring you his life and their music.
Hey little girl, I hear somebody broke your heart. I hear that they cheated and lied to you right from the start. But it's gonna be alright. You'll wear your red dress tonight, yes, and I will take you where the music's playing, baby. Take you where the lights are dim. Take you where the music's playing, baby. Little by little, I'm gonna make you forget about him. I'll be your friend, for now's my opportunity. And I'm gonna tell you just how good a friend can be. I know what he's done to you, but I'll make it all up to you, yes, and I will take you where the music's playing, baby. Take you where the lights are dim. Take you where the music's playing, baby. Little by little, I'm gonna make you forget about him. Red lights, blue lights, shining from the ceiling. I know that you lose that sad and lonely feeling. Yeah, take you where the music's playing, baby. Take you where the lights are dim. Take you where the music's playing, baby. Little by little, I wanna make you forget about him. Come on, I'll take you where the music's playing, baby. Take you where the lights are dim. Take you where the music's playing, baby. Little by little, I wanna make you forget about him. Come on, I'll take you where the music's playing, baby.
Pat Lynch and the Airchords and Take You Where the Music's Playing. Well, recording a number 1 hit record is something any singer will never forget. The actual recording of When We Were Young, which went to number 1 in 1971 for the band, is still fresh in Pat's memory. The original version by Solomon King didn't get to number 1, but Pat Lynch remembers a decision to make a few changes to their cover version.
There's going to be a slight change, I said, in the tempo, because when I got onto Jack Bale, I asked Jack to give it the Blue Danube type of tempo, you know, like da 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 da. One beautiful day.
It has the Blue Danube,
you know,
yeah.
And cut a long story short, I couldn't change his mind. They went, and I had to go into the studio, and I sang it. And I remember came back, finished recording in Dublin, and I was driving down the road, and they gave me a copy of it before I left in the studio, and they played it all the way down, and they were very pleased with it. No, I must admit, you know.
And who did the backing music for you in it?
Oh, the orchestra, Radio Air and Light Orchestra.
Yeah.
And I came down to Cork and called into the Arcadian. I passed at the time with Peter Prendergast. He was there, and I went in and played it for him. I just passed to say, if I ever heard the number 1, he says, that's the number 1, you know. And I declared to God, it came out anyway, and it became a number 1. And I stayed there for, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks. It was number 1. We're doing good enough, but that really put the cat among the pigeons all together, like I went to it. And then I had to stick to that type of song. 3 Good Reasons then came after that, and I took up the range, you know. So I am.
And what sort of a feeling was that for somebody who loved the music business, loved being in it, and to get your first number 1? Can you remember the feeling you had when you were told that the song went to number 1?
Oh, I couldn't get over it. I was absolutely knocked out. And I never looked back after that. We got the bookings came in. We were working 10 nights a week, you know. And we never looked back after that. And because I had a couple of hits then. After that, then more recordings again. And a lot of the recordings I made with the band themselves. And I made an album with the band and no session men, and it wasn't an orchestra to with the band.
Which I suppose was unusual at that time.
It was unusual for the band, show bands to do their own recordings, you know.
Yeah. And the Airchords then, they were formed originally from former members of the Airchords.
That is correct.
Which was an unusual story.
That's correct, yeah. They were born, they were all members of the Airchords, and they started the band in the Airchords. And when they decided to go professional, they asked me to join because they had a lead singer there, and he wasn't interested in travelling all over the country. And I was doing the gig in Delphi in Dublin with People Carlton and Johnny Kinsella. Well, says he were looking for a lead singer. He said, "Pat, the job is yours if you want it." And I heard the band, and I was absolutely knocked over with the brass section of the Airchords, trumpet, trombone, and sax. Yeah. Oh, brilliant!
And a brass section was big in those days.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant!
Vital. Yeah. What was that era like? I mean, do you look back at it now with a lot of fond memories? Do you wish you could relive it again?
Oh God, no, enough was enough. Enough was enough. No, I enjoyed every minute of it. No, don't get me wrong, no, but I was doing quite a lot of work, and then I took I did an awful lot of charity work, especially hospitals and things like that around the country, especially in Cork, and I loved entertaining because it's in my blood. The whole family members, we were all involved. You know, we were all involved. And in fact, there's a photograph there. Oh, look at this. There's my brother Tony here in the back here. He took over from Liam Hurley. Ray Hurley's brother was a lead guitar player, and he took over from him.
And that's you on the front right,
that's
anyway.
Me in the front row there, yeah. I forget half their names now, but there's a trumpet player, sax player, rhythm guitar player, lead guitar player, Shawnee Kinsler, drummer. He's from Wexford, but he's living now outside in Ballincollig. He married to a Cork girl.
So the bands in those days, they were like mini orchestras.
They were. Yeah. They were. There were some great bands there then. Great bands.
I'm like a town drifting from town to town, and each new love just set me on my way. But no one woman's ever gonna put me down. When one gets close, I just back up and say, and I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. Tomorrow there's no telling where I'll be, but I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. The next town down the road keeps calling me. In one town I never stayed too long. I pick my roots and go upon my way. Like a rolling stone, I'm here and then I'm gone. 'Cause in one place you know I'll never stay, but I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. Tomorrow there's no telling where I'll be, but I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. The next town down the road keeps calling me. So I'm warning you, don't fall in love with me, 'cause I don't plan on staying away too long. Yeah, I'm like a leaf that's in a playful breeze. I'll carry you a while, then I'll be gone. But I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. Tomorrow there's no telling where I'll be, 'cause I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. The next town down the road keeps calling me. Yes, I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. Tomorrow there's no telling where I'll be, but I'll be walking on new grass, singing a new song. The next town down the road keeps calling me.
Pat Lynch and the Airchords, and the song is called Walking on New Grass. Well, back in 1968, it took two semi-finals to decide who would represent Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest, which was really in its infancy back then. The first semi-final was held on February 6th and included Tony Kenny, Tina, Dawn Knight, Deirdre Wynne, Joan Connolly and Frankie McBride. The second semi-final was held on February 20th and included entries sung by Anne Bushnell, Pat McGeegan, Alma Carroll, Anna McGoldrick, Tommy Drennan, Rolly Daniels, Francis McDermott, Gregory from the Cadets Show Band and Pat Lynch. 3 from the first leg were chosen and 4 from the second, including Pat Lynch. The national final was held on the 3rd of March and was won by Pat McGeegan, singing Chance of a Lifetime. Pat Lynch came second, just 1 point behind McGeegan. The song he sang was called Kinsale or Mending My Nets in Kinsale.
Kinsale, I am Jim, a man of the sea. One day as I sat on yonder quay, I saw a girl as pretty as can be, while mending my nets in Kinsale. As she went by in her sailing boat, says I, that's the prettiest sight afloat. And I lost my heart to the girl in the boat, while mending my nets in Kinsale. The story is as old as time, but it is mine. The sky so blue, a love so true. She loves me, we love the sea. Mending my nets in Kinsale, Kinsale. Now I am Jim, a man of the sea, and as I sit on yonder quay, my small son is helping me, mending my nets in Kinsale. I pray this boy so young and shy one day will fall in love the same as I, and meet his loved one sailing by while mending his nets in Kinsale. Winds may talk to him like me across the sea, with sky so blue, a love so true. She loves he, they love the sea, mending their nets in Kinsale, Kinsale. So if you're like me, a man of the sea, you're welcome down to yonder quay, where Irish luck for you may be, mending your nets in Kinsale. The sea is like a maiden fair, the love of both you can compare. Treat them both with love and care, mending your nets in Kinsale, Kinsale, Kinsale. Mending your nets in Kinsale.
And the song I was given for the National Song Contest for the Eurovision was Kinsale, and did it, and I was beaten by 1 point by Pat McGeegan. Chance of a Lifetime.
The Eurovision that time was big in Ireland, really big.
It was huge.
The National Song Contest in '68 was held in 2 different stages, wasn't it?
That is correct, yeah. And there was from one, 2 and 3, and I was 1, Tony Kenny was 2, and Tina was 3, going into the final. Then the next group came on, then another 6 or 8 or whatever, and then the final, and I was beaten by 1 point by Pat McGeegan. And he went, I forget now where they were for the Eurovision that year.
4th.
Was it? And I also then I got word from RTE to know where I go to Malta to represent Ireland in Malta, and off I went off to Malta and represent Ireland in Malta as well.
Alma Carroll, I think, and Anna McGoldrick and Rolly Daniels were in that National Song Contest as well, I think. Yeah.
They were all there, yeah. They were all there, that's right.
But still, even though you didn't get to the Eurovision, you were only 1 point away from it. Right. It was still a great experience.
It was wonderful altogether, no doubt about it, wonderful.
The life and music of Pat Lynch, former lead singer with the Airchords show band, continues in part 3. Meanwhile, an instrumental by the Airchords will put the finishing touches to part 2.